Hey everyone, today we got the round 11 review for SuperCoach 2022. So going into it, 2,417 is pretty decent for the round, I thought. I thought it would be a little bit better than top 15%, 25k for the round. I thought maybe around the 15, top 10k mark. Not to be, but yeah, we went up not much. Stayed basically the same rank. Into about 20k rank overall, down to 17 trades, and team value 12 and 3/4 of a million. So, anyway, getting into the team. Obviously, buys coming up this week. We did use three trades. As I said last week, I did change them around a little bit. So, obviously we'll get into the team, but obviously Neil, vice captaincy wise, he got 164. I didn't have a loop, so I brought in James Cheetahs instead of, I think it was Jesse Motlop in the end, just to get that loophole because I wanted to get the points. But anyway, we'll get into that all more. But yeah, Tom Stewart anyway, 174, massive, no debate, best defender in the game. He went crazy, he went ham. And yeah, just really good to bring him in. I think in my team he's probably got like a 140 average or something like that. Because I also had him when he scored like the other 170. So yeah, that was ridiculously good. Great to see from him. Hewitt 118 against Collingwood. Big game, and he played really well. As per usual, he literally just played like how he's played all season. And yeah, it was really good to see from him. Crisp in that same game, 97. Thought maybe this game would be a better 105, 110 from him, but not to be. It's alright though. 97 is still pretty good. Yeah, maybe want a bit higher, of course, but yeah, not too mad there. Jaden Short, thought he got scored a bit generously here, 85. Thought he did not do that much in the game. I'm a little bit worried about his role. I know he's playing a bit more midfield. I see him starting forward now as well. That's a bit alarming. I would much rather prefer him in the back line taking more kickouts. So we'll see what happens there. They do have the bye this week, but yeah. Okay. So, and then Doherty in that Carlton Collingwood game, 107, took a lot more kickouts. Getting a lot of cheap ball in the back line is really good to see from him. Yeah, a lot of nice marks. He did get clobbered, I think, like twice in the game. I think in like the second and fourth quarter. He got like hit hard both times. So yeah, good to see he got back up though, kept playing, and yeah, seems fine to go. They got the bye anyway this week. Ridley 98. I think it was on about 70 at halftime, so he slowed down a little bit. 98's not the worst. Yeah, he has been good though in his past few games, so I'm a little bit more optimistic on how he will go for the rest of the season. But we'll see there. Buku Karmas, not really that optimistic on him, more pessimistic. Obviously, the 12, I think last week, 26 this week, hasn't been that good a trade in. That's my fault, obviously. Not much I can do, though, now. I've kind of just got to sit him in the team. Can't really trade him out. And we'll see if he plays this week. I feel like he might get dropped, but we'll see. Yeah, they did choose to play him again this week after he did not do much against Adelaide the week before. But yeah, and then Jacob Weir, 60, was pretty solid. Yeah, second game from him. So yeah, good to see. I reckon if you want to get him in, probably a pretty good option. And then yeah, Clayton Oliver, in their first loss of the year, 113, still not too bad. So yeah, backing up that 160 game last week. So yeah, was good to see from him. Go yeah, pretty decently. Lockie Neal, went bananas again. Blitzed in the second half. And yeah, was ecstatic to see he got such a high score. So explosive. Yeah, and not much more to say. Contest possessions, whatever you need. McRae, yeah, I am very worried on him. He has not been scoring well the last 5 weeks, and I'm not really sure why. It seems like he's still getting quite a lot of accumulation and stuff, but I don't know, maybe his kicks aren't as effective or whatever. Obviously, he's not getting as much inside midfield time, but he wasn't even at the start of the season, and he was scoring better. Still does have a 120 average for the season. But, to be honest, if you really want to go really aggressive, you could probably trade him out as a buy. I probably wouldn't. I'm probably going to hold. But, could be a strat if you wanted to. Bonds, 96, didn't go as well as he went last week. That's all right. Thought he might beat up on West Coast a little bit more. Probably some other guys did that a lot, like Dunkley in English. But, 96 is all right. Tuke Miller, 109 against Hawthorn. Played really well. Running really well. I reckon his score might have been a little bit higher than this. Maybe like a 120, 130 to be honest. But, Gold Coast as a team just got so many more points than Hawthorn. I guess the scoring had to level out amongst them a little bit. Um, yeah, so he gets that score in the end. And then Patrick Cripps 114. Obviously, I think the doing so much of the ruck is obviously a real detriment to his scoring. I think really once they get Mark Pitnett back, his scoring is going to go up. But the thing is, that's like I think going to be like towards the end of the season, like round 19, round 20, I think. So he's still going to be playing a lot of ruck for the time being, which is not what you want. But we'll see how it goes for the rest of the season. I think he'll still average around maybe 110 from this point on. So it's not the worst, but yeah, not what you want. Not the 120, 125s he was doing earlier, averages for the season. Saligo 50, that's all right. Yeah, I mean, didn't back up as well as he went last week with 96. But, I mean, 50 is not the worst. And, yeah, his cash is still, is finally going up since he got that other, 30 score out of the system before, when he played sub in round 2. And, yeah, so James Sheetis, as I said, traded in this week. Yeah, it was going to be Jesse Motlop. I wanted to loop the Lockie Neal score because I think everyone else was playing basically in the team. Or the only other guy was Cooper Hamilton, and he played at the same time as Lockie Neal. So obviously, I couldn't loop that. So yeah, had to do that in the end. Disappointing because he's probably not going to play for a while. Even though he was an emergency, that's one of the reasons I specifically chose him to trade in. He was an emergency, so he might come in semi soon, but we'll see. And then yeah, Robbie McComb, 63. That's all right, pretty solid from him. Yeah, played like he did pretty much as well the week before. Jack Harrell, 15. Yeah, came on as a sub. It wasn't the first quarter, so he still got quite a lot of the game in. But yeah, just didn't really look that good. He'll probably get dropped next week after the bye. Cooper Hamilton didn't play. We'll see if he comes back or not after their bye. And then Jared Witts, 119. Thought he would beat up on Hawthorn a lot more as well, probably like Tuke Miller. Yeah, thought he might go 140, 150. No ruck for Hawthorn, just Jacob Kaczynski shouldering the load. So yeah, interesting he didn't do more there. When he has, against other people, gotten 140, 150. So I felt like that was a dream matchup. Not to be, though, but 119 is still pretty solid. And yeah, his first week in the team for me, trading him in last week for Brandon Bruce. So yeah, I'd say I'm happy with that, 119. Gorn, 118. Yeah, good to see him get back to some pretty good form. Obviously, been down the last 3 weeks. So against Fremantle, Sean Darcy, obviously a good opponent. So yeah, good to see him there. Sam Hayes, 61. Not the best. He was up against that two-headed ruck combo of Sam Draper and Andrew Phillips. So that's always going to be a bit of a tough ask. But yeah, 61 is all right. And then yeah, Dunkley, 143. He obviously went really well against West Coast. Hits at contested possessions. Yeah, clearances, stuff, usual stuff that inside mids do. So yeah, really good to see from him. Really good game. He's been in some really good form last 4 or 5 weeks. So that's good to see from him. Darcy Cameron, 93. Yeah, again, a pretty good game from him against Tom DeConing. Probably took advantage of their matchup there. So yeah, good to see he went well there. Butters, 104. Yeah. Pretty much the same he's been doing the last few weeks as well. He's been in good form the last 3-4 weeks, so that's good to see from him. Heaney was deplorable on Friday night, not going to lie. He even kicked that late goal in the game with like 5 minutes left or whatever it was. Still scored 53. Yeah, I'm very worried about him. It's a bit of a tumultuous position he's put me in. But, not much I can do now. He's dropping money rapidly, and I've kind of got to keep him. So, I'm not happy about it, but I can't do much. Cornelio, 85. So, yeah, 85 is not too bad. We will probably offload him this week, given he is on his bye. Probably hasn't been in the best of form besides the last maybe 2-3 weeks with the new coach. But, yeah, we'll get rid of him this week. Same for Dearden. He is on his bye this week. He's been really good. Making cash the last few weeks. 48. Feel like he was a bit underscored this game. He was on like 15 at half time. Probably should have been like 30. So, yeah, I think he was a bit dogged there, but it is what it is. And then Rose is 64. He played really well against Hawthorn. Obviously small forward, so he didn't score really well. But 64 is still pretty solid, so good to see from him. McDonald, 52. Probably an accurate depiction of his game as well in that Gold Coast game. But anyway, that's the team for this week. We'll get into some trades now. We will be using all 3. As we can see, we got 17 trades left. So, yeah, we'll use all 3. And so, yeah, as I was saying, it's going to be Cornelio, Dearden, and it's going to be Sam Hayes on his bye. So, yeah, we're trying to trade out 3 guys all on their bye for 3 people in who are not on their bye. So, we got more players, obviously, as the strategy goes. So, firstly, as the ruck, we're just going to pick the rookie, Luke Shanatica. just because we want a 102k guy. It's only him and Dominic Akui from Carlton. I think probably Luke Stronach has already played 2 games, so even though he might not play the rest of the season, he's probably got a better chance than Dominic Akui. Yeah, and then so we're trading 2 premiums here. We'll slide Bont forward, given he got that forward stats, and the other forward go another Western Bulldogs premium, Tim English, who just went crazy. He did, beat up on the West Coast matchup, so he obviously, it's not good that he went up like 25k when I probably was banking on him staying a bit lower. Not hoping that he got such a high score, but I mean, at least it shows he's in good form still, coming off that extended stint out. And then in the midfield, we're going a premium, Rory Laird. He's been really good, really consistent the last few weeks. Well, the whole season. Hasn't dropped below 100 since his first game of the season, which was in round 3. So yeah, he's been real consistent and real good, averaging like 120. So really good to see from him there. So anyway, that's going to be the team. Substitution-wise, obviously, put some guys on the field that are playing. So then McDonald, we'll swap him there. And we'll put on James Cheetahs, given he probably will not play. And then, okay, so this is what we're going with. We should have 19 people here on field, although I would say Buku Karmas might get dropped. So if he gets dropped, we'll have 18, which 18 is all right. I think this is going to be the week where people are weakest. So, I mean, I'm a bit annoyed I've got to play McComb, Saligo, and McDonald. They're probably not going to score too well. At least Saligo and McDonald probably won't score too well. But, I mean, yeah, can't do much about it there. And then, yeah, captaincy-wise, I like the Rory Laird matchup against West Coast. So, it is at Adelaide Oval. So, I mean, seeing what Josh Dunkley especially, because Rory Laird plays pretty similar to Josh Dunkley. So, I think he can do, score pretty well as well. Thing with Rory Laird, though, he doesn't really have a great ceiling about him. I think maybe like 140s tops, which, I mean, is still good, but no like 160, 170s, really, in his scoring this year. And then captaincy, we'll probably go the next game after that, Gold Coast v North Melbourne, and we'll probably go Touk Miller. Potentially could go Jared Witts. Tristan Cherry and Todd Goldstein, though, he does have. So given it's a 2-prong attack, probably would want to deviate away from that. So yeah, we probably won't go there. We'll probably go Touk Miller. And yeah, so Rory Laird into Touk Miller. We'll see what happens there. Yeah. And then pretty much for the round, that should be all. I think next week, we'll probably trade in a midfielder, probably a Darcy Parish, who's on his bye this week. And yeah, quickly, if we just look at the team overall, I think we need 2 premiums it is to finish. McComb and Saligo left on the field. So besides them, we will have a full premium team. So yeah, hopefully 2 weeks only. We got to wait. Although rookie-wise, we don't have a lot of cash cows that are fully stocked up. So probably McComb is close, but otherwise not really. And we might trade Heaney out as buy when he has that. But otherwise we will see. So yeah, anyway, that's the video. Thanks for watching.